You know what sound that means, folks. That's another ElkWorks Noon Whistle. I'm Kris Trottier. John Anzone, my partner in crime, is on assignment in Florida. We don't know what the assignment is, but he's not here right now. But I'm blessed to have 4 amazing professionals here from various companies. We're going to have a human resources panel and talk about how to get the job you want. How exciting. Well, welcome, everybody. Let's go through some introductions. Let's start with Precision.
Awesome. Thanks, Kris, for bringing me back a second time. I am Amanda Giffoul, HR manager at Precision Plus in Elkhorn. We have been in business since 1982, so 40 years in Walworth County. And we are a manufacturer of precision machine components for a variety of industries. So medical, defense, hydraulic, aerospace, you name it. Pretty cool where our parts go into. So
awesome. Another returner coming back again, Kate Bishop. Tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Kate Bishop. Sure. I'm Kate Bishop, Director of Human Resources for Walworth County. So Walworth County, we do everything from the Sheriff's Office to Department of Public Works, Health and Human Services. We have a long-term care facility, Lakeland Nursing Home, a school for an awesome school, Lakeland School, and then all the government offices such as Register of Deeds, Treasurer, County Clerk, Clerk of Courts, and then the supporting departments such as Human Resource, finance, those types of things.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. Let's go to CompleteStaff, Kris Welsh.
Hi, I'm the branch manager of CompleteStaff. We've been in Elkhorn a number of years. We're a business that works with businesses in Walworth County and the neighboring communities. We actually serve 2 clients, the business clients, as well as the applicants that come to us that look for work. Most of our work is with manufacturers and large companies looking for customer service, clerical, accounting, production, and skilled positions in manufacturing. We're kind of a one-stop shop for a job applicant. So we try to figure out their interests and abilities and match them to the jobs that we have available.
And let's head over to Racine County, Wisconsin Vision Associates.
Well, I could go. My name is Tara Halbur. I am the director of HR at Fate Distribution, actually. We were known as WVA or Wisconsin Vision Associates. But we do utilize a lot of associates that help us with our distribution efforts. We're the largest independent doctor-owned contact lens distribution center. We're in Burlington, Wisconsin. But we are actually utilizing a lot of help to manage our distribution centers, which is it's more than contact lenses. We're kind of understand that we do a great job with, fulfillment center and distribution efforts. So we've actually branched out into 3PS opportunities. Instead of third-party logistics, we call it third-party solutions because it gives us an opportunity to support our vendors and supporting them more than just the distribution. We can help them with HR, we can help them with marketing and all sorts of different services.
Wow, thanks for sharing. You guys go by Fate Distribution?
You bet. Yep, we're just transitioning over from Wisconsin Vision Associates to Fate Distribution.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. Look at John Anzone did chime in from assignment. We don't know where he's at.
I know where he's at.
We all do, yes.
It's like playing Carmen Sandiego.
It's a covert operation.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to some questions here. So this is about getting the job you want. What are some, let's talk about the interview process a little bit. What are some do's and don'ts you guys see or recommend to candidates on the interview process? Let's start off with Tara.
Thanks. I love this question because it's so fully loaded with opportunity. I really think it's interesting when associates or candidates, if you will, come to an interview with questions. I think some people are afraid of asking questions, but it's really important to write down a few things. Even if you bring your notebook, I don't care if you have one sitting in front of you, and just kind of read off of your questions. But I want to learn about you expect that you as a candidate would love to learn about us just as much. So we do encourage questions as much as possible regarding the position. If you want to ask questions about us as the interviewer, or if you want to ask questions about the process or company as a whole. So we always encourage candidates to come forward with any questions they'd like.
Kate, what about Walworth County? What are some opportunities, strengths or strategies you encourage people in the interview process, and what are some don'ts?
Sure. Well, I'll piggyback off Tara there. It's good to do your research and know about the company and the position you're looking for, and then ask those questions because it shows you're interested and care. I also say bring your authentic self. Don't try to sell something you're not. Be open and honest with your strengths and weaknesses, because we all have them. There's going to be part of something that you're great at, that you excel at, but there might be something that you're not particularly great at, but you just need to be open and honest and highlight your strengths with that. The do's and don'ts. The don'ts. Well, there are. I know last time what I said is don't insult the company you're going to work for or something like that.
That's a good recommendation.
That is a good recommendation. Yes. I'll stick with that one again.
Amanda, you heard Tara and Kate talk about kind of getting to know yourself. What are some strategies you'd recommend to students, people looking for jobs, or people looking for a better job on how best to get to know yourself?
That's a good question.
Amanda, can I jump in and help?
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't prepare for that one accordingly. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Particularly with high school students and people without a lot of on-the-job experience, you are involved in activities and volunteerism, or you're taking particular classes, might be taking welding or in arts, 3D modeling, etc. Bring those things up in the interview. I have found that we sometimes have to dig to get at some of the things that they're taking extracurricularly in the interview process.
Yeah, Kris, I'm going to piggyback now that you gave my brain a kickstart there.
Sorry.
And now no. I can see why you asked that, Kris, to me even specifically, because one of the things that we do for students a lot at Precision Plus to get to know not only themselves, but where their interest lies is we connect with those CTE coordinators to get with the students. And then we're able to provide them job shadows and come to the school to do a presentation so that they can realize all the career opportunities that are available to them in manufacturing. They might not be aware of where their interests lie. So that's why our youth apprenticeship program is built as a rotation, so they can stop on the different departments and find where their passion lies and maybe where it doesn't. So through those opportunities with our manufacturers or with our other companies within the county or even outside of the county, they're able to really realize, be aware of what they enjoy and maybe what isn't the right fit for them. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thanks, Kris.
Yeah. So what would you say I'm going to start with Tara. What would you say, give me one or two ingredients to a successful interview, besides asking questions, which of the business and of, asking questions, let's just put it that way. What are some other key ingredients you could pass along to the many viewers of the Noon Whistle here?
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, starting with the questions for sure. But I really encourage sometimes just getting comfortable, like Kate was mentioning, being comfortable with yourself and just having eye contact. Very simple, something that we've learned long ago, but having eye contact and having a true conversation with somebody and trying to build that relationship. Even interviewers get nervous sometimes when we go into an interview. We've done it a long time, but there are times when we step in and get, uncomfortable or nervous as well. So sometimes it's okay to shake off those nerves and just get in there and be yourself and kind of just listen carefully to the question, slow it down a little bit, and just make sure that you're confident in your answer.
Kate, anything to build upon what Tara just said?
Well, yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing to make sure you understand the question, and it's okay to ask to repeat the question, and just be confident in your response. And yeah, so.
Kris, what's one? I mean, you obviously interact with multiple employers. In those interactions, if you were to boil it down to one specific or two specific skills that everybody's looking for, what would you what do you think that some of the top employability skills people are looking for right now?
To be there every day on time, reliability. And so in an interview, you have to share with someone that maybe it's, I won a perfect attendance award, or I never missed a day when I was at my volunteer job. So it's being there and being reliable, and more so today than ever, I've noticed mental toughness. That's another thing that we need to, that people are looking for.
Would you say would that fall more, like when you say mental toughness, are you referring to like resiliency a little bit and that kind of?
Yes, resiliency.
Okay, yeah. No, I was just trying to boil that down. Amanda, what are some types of questions? I got a question from, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you love that right now. But John, who informed us at the Florida airport, and he did let us know it's 88 degrees. I'm sure we all love him. Yes, I'm not very happy with him right now, but I still love him. So what kind of questions? Here's John gave a guiding question, but like, you guys have a specific goal with the types of questions you use? Are they more traditional, like trying to find out what they know, or are they behavior based? Talk a little bit about your questioning.
That's a good question.
John's got like vitamin D.
So I do encourage students or job seekers to be prepared, because a lot of times there will be behavioral based questions, which are going to ask you to describe a time when, or explain a scenario when you ran into, for instance, when you ran into conflict with a coworker or a supervisor. And then you're going to have to talk through, what was the conflict? How did you resolve it? And what was the outcome? So you're kind of, your response is going to have different stages. So typically those are answered, or those are asked more often nowadays than just your generic yes or no question, because a lot of times previous behavior, how you responded in a scenario once upon a time, is likely to be how you would respond in that same scenario moving forward in the future. So
good, great. Yeah, I don't think people are always prepared for like those skills, those conflict resolution skills, collaborative skills, leadership skills. Kate, Nate from Hanson Screen Printing, he brought up about, don't apologize for lack of experience, describe your strength. One thing he brought up, and Kris, you brought this up, but Kate, I'm going to go to you. Talk a little bit, how do you communicate when you're onboarding people, the importance and value of attendance?
Yes, attendance is very important. I see Nate brought it up in terms of interviewing. So for sure, you want to be on time for your interview, or be early so you are on time. But that is the same for obviously a job position. It's very important. And again, we have a wide array of job positions here at the county, from an epidemiologist to, behavioral health case managers, to deputies, to public works, highway workers and parks workers, to clerical people, all sorts the different jobs. But every single job, the one common denominator in that is to be on time. People are counting on you. For us, it's a large part in the community. People are counting on us, but also your coworkers and the people you work with. So it's very important to be on time, and that is a good skill that you can have at any level of position or responsibility. So being on time is important for everything.
Kris, I'm going to come back to you. You had a follow-up, I think, to the interview questions. Did you want to say something about that, or?
Yeah, you can go online or through school and find example questions. And I always encourage anyone of any age to practice. You know what the job description is, and you know some of the things that they're going to be looking for as a result of the job description. So think of the things that you have done in your past that match what you're going to do or want to do in this new job.
Yes, I think that, like you said, there's plenty of resources out there.
Yeah.
It's a skill. It's a skill to practice. So because this has been so engaging, we're getting close to the end, and we could probably do this for a long time. But I do have one question, and we'll extend this just because I want to respect your time, and we do appreciate you guys coming on. I'm going to ask I want to ask one question. I want each of you to respond. I'll facilitate the response. Who's going to respond? I kind of titled this, and I stole this from Amanda's predecessor, Patty Christensen. She does a great presentation, and I'll be reaching out to Amanda to do it with some kids again.
No problem.
How to get the job you want. So I guess I'm going to ask, if you were to give anybody one recommendation on how to get the job you want, what would be that recommendation? Who wants to go first? Let's start with Tara. Look at that. She even raised her hand.
I'm ready for this one because I love it so much. I think if I had a little bit more of this advice as a kid, I would appreciate it. But find your passion. If you love animals, try to find an opportunity to just learn new things at an animal clinic or a shelter, or get some volunteer there, and then you could hopefully get a job. If you love kids and you love schools, try to get a job opportunity in a school district. Try to look for what your passion is, because if you enjoy what you're doing, you enjoy your job, you're just going to be so much happier, and you're going to be motivated to ask questions and get involved in the next step of those careers. It's hard as students. You don't know the whole world out there. It's important to try new things and ask for internships, ask for apprenticeships, look for opportunities with these great people right here that could give you an opportunity to try something new.
Who would like to build upon that? That was a great response. Go ahead, Amanda.
I'll just build on that by saying be confident. I'm not going to steal somebody else's, which was another good thing. But, at that age, you still don't have a lot of life experience maybe to build off of, but be confident in what experiences you have had thus far. So maybe your resume isn't elaborate. You don't have a ton of work experience. Talk about your extracurricular activities in school. What clubs are you part of? Did you babysit your neighbor or your niece? Talk about that. Do you mow the yard for your elderly grandmother? Like those things add up. So if you don't have the work experience, have confidence in all the other life experiences you have had and share those with the employer.
Kris, go ahead.
And I can piggyback
off. And you may have to seek out further education. Just because you want to be an accountant, if you've not done it before, you have to put the time in. And we have a wonderful education system in Walworth County with Gateway, with our own school system. You need to take some classes in order to do some of the things that you may want to do.
Close us out, Kate.
Well, I was going to say kids this day and age have something that we didn't back as kids, or at least I didn't, social media and ways to connect. So LinkedIn and social media and just so many more platforms, the internet, where you can connect with people. So if you have an interest in a certain field, reach out and connect with people that way. And then obviously in person too. And Yes. So that was be my word of advice.
If you guys haven't seen it, we had a 2016 grad, Patrick Gogofsky of Elkhorn. He is the manager for the Milwaukee Bucks esports team, which I didn't know they had. And he kept talking about networking, and he added that. So just building off what you had to say. Well, we always close every noon whistle with a shout out or thank you. So we're going to, and we talked about this in the onboarding, so it's no surprise. So,
Kris, can I just comment to that?
Oh, go ahead, Amanda. Keep it going.
HR people can't have favorites. That doesn't look good.
Good. I didn't say favorites. I said thanks and shout out.
I know. I'm like, one person I have to pick. I have to say all the employees, obviously. Shout out.
All right. Well, there you go. You just took yours. You shouted out to all the employees at Precision. Tara, right. You go.
It is hard to just pick one or two. I know for sure I have names, but honestly, the Fates are the owners of Fate Distribution. They lead by example. They're here every day. They're working, they're moving, schlepping boxes, making high financial decisions. They're even taking garbage out. They're wonderful leaders, and I appreciate learning from them.
And then when you come back, we're going to ask for the definition of schlepping. So I love it. Kate, little shout out or thank you?
Shout out to my team again. I have a great team behind me that helped me do the human resources for the county each and every day, and I couldn't do it without them. So shout out to my team.
Kris, close us out.
A shout out to all the wonderful businesses in Walworth County that we work with, and for my recruiter, Andrea, who does an excellent job of getting to know the candidates that we place with those businesses.
And I'm going to give a shout out to Lisa Anzelon for traveling with John for the last week and also being an amazing retired teacher and leader for Avid. And we do appreciate John chiming in and reminding us of the weather. So thank you, John. And thank you to all of you. And I hope you'd be willing to come back. I think this would be a great, another panel. We could build upon this.
Definitely.
So thank you so much. And are you listening? It's that sound. Thank you so much, everybody.